they like don't match up with them verses. Have them niggas worthless. We actually put the work in. No dope boys control E-classes with a permit. That brick talk, you need karate classes to interpret. I'm out in LA in traffic with the lurkers. Smoking moon rocks in the back of a Suburban. Hitting licks broad day with the neighbors watching. Had a slot playing spades with the table hostage.
Butcher.
Beefing with the cable wire. Golden State play the Rockets. We gon' risk our date to watch it. I'm on seafood and plates of pasta. I feel like Dr. Dre
with some Frank Sinatra.
Mayweather, you McGregor. I'll explain the concept. I'ma show niggas brawling ain't the same as boxing. That's why I mentioned how good I'm at cooking the brick. Went so deep in the game, understood I couldn't repent.
Boss.
Stood on the strip, P89, full to the tip. These bullets are swift, probably gonna lift the hood of your whip. Made nigga, I ain't never been belittled before. Y'all shaking hands with them niggas in the middle of war. You a street nigga, gotta keep a pistol or sword. Think quicker you lost and learn how to forget what you saw. Talking straight hustling, trying to park the rate stunting. Let the game, a lot of niggas ain't get to walk away from it.
Wow.
I'm talking Dre's niggas walking off and staying up. Even down his kids, awful when he call and say something.
Okay.
What you know about shaving off a gray substance? Brick a white girl, I call it Kate Hudson. I do this for the kids who starved and ate nothing and had to rock off frames because they fathers ain't hustlers. This year, I'ma make y'all niggas really respect me.
KO. Winner is...
Yo, what's going on, everybody? I'm your host to Heavy Hitters, Michael Grady. Today's topic, man, listen, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and put a disclaimer out there right now. All right. The shit that I'm about to talk about tonight may piss some people off. You know what I'm saying? It's not here to offend. Like I said, it's here to just straight see the reality of what's going on in our everyday right now. So tonight's topic, I'm sorry. Why do, and this, I'm bringing this topic up because this is a question that was brought to me and it was pretty interesting because I thought it needs to be publicized, it needs to be talked about. But why do transgenders or transsexuals be more accepted than actual felons who try to better themselves and do better for themselves when they actually get out of jail? Like, help me understand this. I thought we all supposed to love one another. But at the same time, it seems like certain people, and when I'm talking about certain people, I'm talking about felons, certain people actually look at felons as a menace to society, even though that they went through their time, they served their time, they realized they made a mistake. Because I'm hoping if you've been in jail for a long time, and shout out to people, because I'm going to tell you right now, as someone that's a felon, I respect them because they're human beings as well. They're people, just like people within the LGBTQ community. All right. I have friends on both sides. But it's funny how, you know, some people look at felons as, you know what, you can't be productive in society, but yet you will look at someone, and please, LGBTQ, do not take me for this. I'm just voicing my opinion on this. But from what I've seen with my own two eyes, and some people may have said the same thing, some people within the LGBTQ community get an ultimate pass. Why is that though? I find that hard to understand because at the same time, and like I said, I want to give shout outs to both sides. I want to give a shout out. If you a man or a woman right now and you got a felony on your record, yo, I still respect you as a person. Point blank, period. If you within the LGBTQ community, I respect you as a person. But the whole concept of the question and the topic tonight is, why do we look at felons different than people from within the LGBTQ community? Does it make it right? It doesn't make it right at all. So I want to speak on why people look at us, and I'm not saying us, like I don't got an F. I'm like I said, at the end of the day, people that got felonies, you know what I'm saying, you guys, you did something that you shouldn't have did. You made a mistake in life. You know what I'm saying? You owned up to it by serving your time. You still should be respected. Point blank, period. End of story. Now, like I said, when I talk about both parties, I don't want to make it seem like it's a versus of, you know, LGBT versus felons, because that's not what it's all about. What it's all about, the topic tonight is being fair. That's my main topic. And I want to talk about that to the utmost, because I feel like people need to really see what it's like on another side of the field instead of being on one side of the field. You know what I mean? So for people that's really watching this show tonight, I want you to have an open mind and don't think that I'm actually, you know, condoning someone who committed a felony, because like at the end of the day, they had to pay for their crimes. So you can't hold them accountable. Hold them accountable if they keep doing it, if they're a habitual felon. You know what I'm saying? But when they serve their time, give them a clean slate. You know what I'm saying? And for people that look at people within the LGBT community as an outcast, come on, man, this is a choice that they made. Just like a felon made the choice by committing a crime. A person within the HGBTQ community, I can't get his tongue twisted, but people within that community, they made their choice. So let them be accepted for what they do, but let somebody who just got out of jail that committed a felony, let them live a clean life because they served their time. Give them the equal rights. All right? Hold on, I got some comments coming in right quick, man. I got Sean Clark calling, talking about fire. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Sean. Take the headset off. Okay, I'm taking the headset off, Sean. Yes, I did get the money for the fundraiser. Sorry about the audio, but I'm back now. I got some more comments coming in right here. God is good. This man was blessed with a new mic. Hallelujah. Like, that's Gary Smoot. Whoever don't know who Gary Smoot is, he has a bombing ass podcast. He had one last night talking about narcissists, in which he was talking about me. But I got something for Gary Smoot, though. I got something for y'all. And this tune in later on tonight, man. It's gonna be pretty funny. So I got Gary coming on, man. Come on, man. Why you taking up my daggone podcast time, bro? All right, what you talking about now, Gary? This man got the headset like, yeah, Burger King. Hey, let me save it to small fry. I got you, Gary. I got you. This man's still coming. Can you add the extra kids meal? Yes, because you look like you can eat about 6 of them, all right? But back to what I was saying, man. Back to what I was saying as far as the whole concept of people looking at, you know, people that are felons, man. Like, it's sad that we judge people off their own actions. And we only judge people off their own actions because this is decisions that they made from within what they feel. This is like I can't sit there and judge a person just because of their sexual orientation, but yet other people do, though. And it doesn't make it right. Just why I wouldn't look at a felon like he can't be a positive product in society right now. I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, we both are human beings. So why can't we both share the love together? All right. So I just wanted to talk about that. And I wanted to give some examples on why I feel like it's hard for some people to take the concept of them being accepted as a felon, but you could be accepted as something that other people may not agree with. And this is directed to the LGBTQ community. This whole movement, it went from being labeled as an outcast. Now let's keep it real. Like, most people don't like seeing certain things that's not appeasing to them. Like, I had a situation to where, you know, I was in the pool with my kids and my son saw 2 guys kissing, and then he gave me the what the fuck look like. Dad, are they supposed to do that? I'm like, son, hey, this is the world we live in now. But do I sit there and judge them for what they stand for and the preference that they choose? No, because like I said at the beginning of the show, I look at people as an equal. No matter what they sexual orientation, no matter what they did in their past, I look at them as an equal because that's what we should do. God taught us how to love one another, not choose people off what they did in their past or what they're doing in their present, because that's not what we live by. To signify a powerful political ideology driven significantly social change. Yes, the LGBTQ community is powerful, very powerful, to the point that, you know, whenever you see a situation, let's give it an example. Whenever you see a situation to where someone within the community, the LGBTQ community, whenever you see someone gets hurt or whenever you see someone gets bashed or whatever, or you feel like they're getting scrutinized just off their orientation or the fact that they're transgenders, like that is like must-see TV, because people don't understand that they actually have the power now because it was actually given to them. And do I feel like I should be hating on that? Nah, I can't hate on that, because like I said, at the end of the day, we're human beings. But let's flip the script a little bit, people. Let's flip the script. Let's go and see if someone was to go and commit a felony, like rob a bank. Like, we don't know why the hell they robbed the bank, but who's to say that man didn't have no food for his family? Who's to say that this man didn't have enough money to pay his mortgage? Like, desperate times call for desperate measures. Does it make it right? Not at all. But at the same time, if that man goes to jail for committing his crimes, if he goes to jail for committing his crimes, I feel like, he should get a clean slate. Like, you shouldn't hold that against him for the fact that he made a mistake in his past. He served time. He did he owned up to it because he had to go to court. You know what I'm saying? If he was found guilty, he went to jail. Once he got out, give the man a clean slate. We don't see that. And I'm not talking about we like myself, but people that are watching this podcast right now probably don't see. Well, Mike, I can't agree with you, because if a man commit a crime, he needs to serve the time. Granted, just like, so would I be wrong, or would the other people that's on the flip side, would they be wrong for saying, well, I don't accept a person, if I don't accept a man and a man kissing, or I don't accept a woman and a woman kissing in public, because that's not right. Adam and Eve came from Adam and Eve. It wasn't Adam and Adam or Eve and Eve. That's how some people may look at it. You know what I'm saying? So you can't, it's like we doing tug of war and we going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? We're not going nowhere until we do get a better understanding on what it is on the outside. Nobody can cast stones at nobody. And that includes people with felonies. And on the flip side, that includes people of the LGBTQ community. Point blank, period, man. People are in position of power within realms of media, education, police, social work, medicine, law, and local and national government have been prepared to unite behind the demands of the LGBTQ community. That is facts. And if you think I'm lying, look at the news every damn day. Like I said, when someone actually gets involved in a so-called hate crime, when someone gets involved in a so-called hate crime, when it's dealing within the LGBTQ community, a lot of people come in for support it. They come and support the fact that, why are people doing this to these people? Okay. Now, for the simple fact, we got to go back to the other side. Like, I see that they're getting actual support. But when I go back to the felonies, when I go back to people with felons that are like convicted felons, when I go back to them, like, a lot of people look at them like, oh, they just trash, or they just toss-offs, or they castaways. Like, you can't do that, people. Like I said, at the end of the day, these are people. And if you feel like somebody that committed a felony is not a person that could be something positive in society, you're absolutely false. The fact of the matter is, your ass is narrow-minded, because a lot of people I've seen, and like I said, I have some friends that are convicted felons. I've seen them. They actually are very gifted people. They just have to be given the proper chance and give them a way. Like, I'd rather lead someone that I know is going to be beneficial to me, regardless of what their background was. And some people may say, well, Mike, what if they fall back? Or what if they go back to their old ways? That's a gamble. You know what I'm saying? That's a gamble that you're going to have to take. You gamble with life every day when you walk out your door. Period. And for the fact that, like, I was trying to get people within the LGBTQ community to understand and realize, like, look, guys, like, you guys are powerful people. Use your platform to be fair to everybody, not just certain groups of people. Be fair to everyone, because regardless if you like it or not, the opportunity was given to you so you can get on your platform. Why can't you give that same thing to other people that's trying to make it? Like I said, you can't hold certain people to mistakes that they made in the past. The past is the past. Let it be there. You know what I'm saying? You came up, now give back. And like, when I voiced this opinion on myself, like, I'm not gonna lie to you, I strongly feel it, because like I said earlier, I see the opportunities that certain people within the community, and I'm gonna say community because I don't want to say the LGBTQ because it's tongue twister, but within the community, I see the opportunities that they get, and I feel the love that they get, but I can't see the same type of love that will be given to someone that has a felony on their record. That's for life. You know what I'm saying? That's for life. Your personal preference as who you are, that's a choice. And yes, it's a choice that they made when they committed these felonies. But at the same time, when time is served, time needs to be forgiven. And the actions that people don't have, that they sit there and just constantly bash someone because they made a mistake, is not right. Like I said to you guys earlier, a lot of people may be looking at people that are the same sex as that's a mistake. You know what I'm saying? They may look at that as a mistake because they feel like that's not right on a godly aspect. I don't want to get too biblical, but some people may look at that and frown upon that as, you know what? If a man is with a man, that is wrong. But some people looking at, if a man go and rob a store and he's a convicted felon, he doesn't deserve anything. Well, what gives you the right to sit there and say someone within the community has the same principles? Somebody made a point to me. I was watching the Dave Chappelle, and shout out to Gary Smoot for that, man. I appreciate the video. But Dave Chappelle made a point to where if he used Lil Baby as an example, but it makes sense when you think about it. If you were to go in somewhere and you kill a gay person or someone of transgender descent or whatever, you will serve more time than just regularly killing someone, period. Why is that, though? I feel like if it should be, no one should get a higher preference when you take a life, regardless. You know what I'm saying? You should serve time for whatever you do if you commit a heinous crime to that nature. But for some odd reason, people within the LGBTQ community has the level up. Not knocking them, you know what I'm saying? Because they are due just like everyone else is. Like, most of the people don't get the fact that if you sit here and you give someone the opportunity to come up, people are going to seize the moment. If you don't seize the moment, you will fall behind. Time passes people by every damn day. You cannot live for the moment because time will pass you by, and every opportunity that you get, you need to seize it and be able to adapt to what you're accustomed to. Like, I came to adapt that this is the world that I live in. You know what I'm saying? Do I like a lot of things that I see within the world? No. Do I have to be a part of it? No. It's not part of my movement unless I can relate to it. And I'm only speaking for people I'm speaking for both sides, because at the end of the day, people within the community have been treated terribly. People with felonies have been treated terribly. It's no way, shape, and form that anybody can come up, because you're always going to be scrutinized for who you are, what you do, and what you've done that's going to carry over into your past, present, and future. Some people don't agree with that. If you don't agree with that, that's your opinion. I just feel like we as people, we as human beings, we better than that, y'all. We better than that. But at the same time, if you can't learn how to forgive, how can you sit there and justify yourself as someone that can honestly look at somebody and say, yo, I can relate to everything that they're doing? Point blank, period, man. Like, I've been looking up stuff, and I've been seeing a lot of, things that people say, well, man, you know what? I had that felony, man. I can't get this job. I got this, it's holding me back. It's blackballing me. But yet you look at someone, and like I said, I'm not knocking you guys, but, again, certain people be put in, you got powerful people that are within the community that speak for their folks. Like, if you're going to speak for your people, speak for everyone. Don't just speak for a certain group, because that's being biased. And you can't sit there and think that, and like these guys that are, convicted felons, they lost the right to have a firearm. You can't have a firearm with a felony. You can't even get financial aid. What if a guy that just got out of jail, what if he was a felon, and on top of that, he wanted to go to school? He can't even go to school, y'all. That's terrible. You can't even let this man go to school because he has a felony on his record. And people are like, well, Mike, he did it, so why should I care? If you have a conscience and if you care about anybody's well-being, you can be like, man, damn, I wish I could help that person out. That's how I am. You know what I'm saying? Because like I told you guys earlier, I don't look down to nobody. You know what I'm saying? I don't look down to nobody who's trying to change their life and try to be a positive role model to somebody or something, or be an inspiration to someone else in society. Let me take these comments right quick, man. I got some comments coming in. I got Gary Smith. You dropping straight facts. Gary, you know how I do, baby. You know I'm straight. Hey, man, I'm passionate about this because I see this all the time. And like I said, it's just hurtful to know that we as people, we see how certain people get labeled and they get blackballed, but yet no one wants to give an opportunity for someone just off they made a mistake. Like, like I said to you guys earlier, a lot of people may think just because somebody's sexual orientation is a mistake, but at the end of the day, they can't judge them for that. That's their personal choice. And with a felon, that was their personal choice that they made. But yet, when they came back and they served their time, and when they came back and wanted to do the right thing, they shitted on. They shitted on. They treated it as a second-class citizen, as if any other person, not want to go on the race card, but any other black person would feel like that they're being a second-class citizen. Like, come on, man. We gotta give people they just do, man. You know what I'm saying? We gotta give people they just do. Yes, Sean, I know you feeling that. Yes, it's straight facts. Y'all know what I'm speaking is real. Because if you want to turn the cheek on what we see in society today, man, you just guilty of somebody who's being an egotistical asshole. And I'm going to say it like it is. I don't have no filters on this show, but I'm gonna tell it like it is. So if for anybody that's within the LGBTQ community, if you're getting offended by what I'm saying, it's not meant to offend you. It's meant to aware you. Like I said, you could be on that same side as someone as a felon. Switch sides with them and see how your life would be if you was on that other side of the road. And let them jump in the place where you at right now, because right now you have the keys. You have the power. They don't even have an opportunity to do shit. So, like I said to a lot of people right now, like I said, I'm on both sides. I have friends that are felons. I have people within the LGBT community. At the same time, we have to come together. There was a quote that I saw when I was doing the research on this, man. It was very powerful. It was very powerful. I'm trying to pull it up right quick, but it made a lot of sense. You cannot treat people like garbage and worship God at the same time. Facts. If you don't believe that statement right there, you're a loss. I got to put this up again. You cannot treat people like garbage and worship God at the same time. People, if you treat people that have felonies like trash, like, you know you're being watched. You know people in the world right now are not going to scrutinize that, because at the same time, they can care less. It's not nothing affecting them. But what about the people's lives that are being affected, that cannot get the opportunity that everybody else get? Everybody in this world is not perfect by any means. Nobody's perfect by any means. But at the same time, if you fail, you get your ass back up and do the right thing, and don't do the same thing again. That's what some of these, well, not some, I'm going to speak for all of them. That's what most felons try to do, but it's impossible because certain people make it impossible for them. And I'm not talking about that LGBTQ community. I'm not saying y'all make it hard for them, but when a felon looks and see the opportunities that's given to a certain group of people, they be like, why can't that be me? Why can't that be me? Like, I'm a human being just like they are too. So why can't we understand that? Because we don't want to relate to it, because it doesn't affect you. When I encounter people who try to make people feel less than equal, I don't argue. My equality is not up for debate. It is the implicit truth. Facts. Read the damn statements, yo. It's all in the statements right there. Those quotes, those last two quotes I put up there are very powerful. Now, this was one quote that I made that was, I think it was Sandra Bullock. Yes, Sandra Bullock, you know Sandra Bullock. She's a movie star, whatever. Laura Craft, well, that's not Laura, that's Angelina Jolie. But anyway, she played in The Bus. She played in Time to Kill. Sandra Bullock made a quote to me that I totally disagree with. And it's only one word in this statement that I cannot relate to. I try to treat all people equally with respect. Let me ask y'all something right now. There's one word in that statement right there that I do not like. Y'all know what that word is? You guessed it. Try. Why the hell would you try to treat people equally with respect? You don't gotta try, man. Like, when I saw that shit, and then you got a nerve to put a black hand with a white hand. Like I'm saying, it's not a color thing. I just thought that statement was suspect, because why would somebody of her stature and her platform say, I would try to treat all people equally with respect? Why would you say try? Is there a certain group of people you wouldn't give respect to? Is there a certain group of people you wouldn't give respect to? Like, who? Like, you got to be more specific, Sandra Bullock. Like, that shit didn't make no sense to me. But the fact that you said I'll try, that means to me you're not going to give 100% on doing it totally and committedly. You're not going to do it. You just said it right there for yourself. Sandra Bullock, right at the end. Like some of these people right here, they have major platforms to make a difference in some people's lives. I see some people advocating toward people coming out of jail and try to better themselves, but guess what, people? It's not a lot. It's not a lot. Now, for the LGBTQ community, oh man, busloads of support is coming out. For them, not knocking it. They have a strong base. And that's what we need to do with people that are trying to rehabilitate themselves, be a product of society, you know what I'm saying, in a good way, not a negative way. But we don't want to give them the opportunity to have that piece of the pie called the American dream. Really, you have to see something wrong with that. Like, even the judiciary system is so jacked up to the point that where, you know, if you're throwing the book at, like, it's automatic, it's like an automatic death sentence for the rest of your life. I don't understand that. I don't understand it at all. You know what I'm saying? Let me get some of these comments right here. I got Gary Smoot coming in. Yeah, you're right. We all got to come together. Facts, Gary. Like, it's not hard to come and bond with your brother, especially when they fell down. You know what I'm saying? We as a society, we have to lift all our people up and make sure that they can eat, make sure that they can live prosperously, make sure that they can actually have what everybody else in this country or in this world has the opportunity of, and that's to be successful in life. Especially in America, yo, we have a major problem in America as far as certain people getting what they just do. Like, you quick to throw someone in jail, and then they like castaways after the fact. But when they get out, you don't know anything about them. It's like they completely wrote off to society. They shouldn't be wrote off to society, because at the end of the day, when time served, give them a new time to build themselves. Give them the opportunity to show that they have grown in that time that they was incarcerated. You know what I'm saying? Give them that time when they was incarcerated, and they shown you that, you know what? Out of all the years I've been incarcerated, I learned my lesson. I want to give back for what I took away. And stop being so quick to give the opportunity to some other people. Stop being quick to give the opportunity to some other people that, you know, they may deserve it. I get that. But at the same time, they cannot relate to what the struggle is. Maybe they can. But it seems like, to me, you know, only time when I really see within the community that have struggle is when they're being harassed. The only time when I feel like it's a struggle is when they feel like they're not being heard. The only time I feel like it's a struggle is when they're being ignored. You know what I'm saying? That is crazy. These people that have felonies on their record, they've been like that the whole damn time, ever since they was convicted of whatever they did. That's sad. We can't give a simple opportunity for someone that made a mistake in life, but yet someone can sit there and say, well, you know, he don't like me because I'm trying to have breasts, or I want to change my sexual organs. Like, come on, man. That's a choice that somebody made. But should we give them the key to the city just because they feel like, you know, that's a transition they want to make? Nah, I can't do that. I wouldn't feel comfortable. If I was an employer, all right, and some people can relate to this, and I'm gonna get with the LGBTQ community on this one. But for the most part, if I was an employer and I sat there and I had a person to my right, and I'm talking to them, and I look over their records and I see, well, you was incarcerated for armed robbery. Do you want to discuss that? And the person just goes on and explain their situation, passionate. Like I was saying earlier, some people do crimes because desperate times call for desperate measures. So when the actual person that's doing the interview process, okay, they sit here and they look at this man's paperwork and they see that he was incarcerated. Before that man leaves, his application is probably already in the trash. Probably already in the trash. And this is somebody that wants to give back to the community that they've taken. Now, let's change it a little bit. And we have someone from within the LGBTQ community come in there, and they look at their resume, they look at their application, but yet they fully qualified, but yet the employer's looking at them to the point to where, Do I really want to have somebody like this managing my company? Do I really want this person to be the brand of a Fortune 500 company? Before that person gets up and walks out, guess what their application is? Straight trash. The application is already trash because guess what? The similarity that you both have is that you was labeled by someone that didn't condone your actions. You experience that shit all the fucking time as a felon, and you experience that shit as someone within the LGBTQ community. You cannot sit there and tell me that doesn't have some type of similarities, but yet one is given more than the other. One is being able to succeed in life while the other one is left behind. Why is that? Some people can't understand it. I'm one of them. Like I said, I'm not a person that sit here and judge someone off their past, but right is right, fair is fair. Society should be encouraged to not separate out the teachings of lesbian, gay, and bisexual relationships from teachings about transgenders. Why do I bring this up? Just off the analogy I just gave, because it doesn't make it right for someone to be judged off their preference or their orientation. Just like it doesn't give someone the right to judge a person that had a criminal past. At the end of the day, we're all human beings. We're all the same. We all bleed red. Period. Some people just can't understand that, man. And I don't understand why it's so hard for people to get that through their heads. Like, I mean, times are changing, times are evolving, but at the same time, we still leaving a lot of good quality people behind just off the choices that they made. The one thing I can say, and I have a list right here, change the attitudes towards sex and gender. That is for anyone that sees anyone within the LGBTQ community as an outcast. You shouldn't. Change your attitude on that, because at the end of the day, they're people too. This is for both. This is for both. This is for people with felony backgrounds and for people that are within the LGBTQ community. Bullying, harassment may contribute to high rates of depression and neglect by society. Everything I just spoke of right now, that one statement fits both of you guys. So y'all can relate to this because this is what you endure as someone within the community and someone that has a criminal background. You may not feel the bullying, but yet, well, I take that back. The LGBTQ, they feel the bullying. You know what I'm saying? Harassment, that's on both sides. But the one thing that actually can contribute is to depression and people feeling neglected by society. And that goes to not being accepted. That's going to not being able to talk to someone in reference to why you can't come up when everybody in society is putting you down. If you want to be able to relate to certain people, you have to, and some people may not want to because they feel like they came up, but being able to relate, because I can relate to certain things about certain people because I've been there. You know what I'm saying? I've been there. Like it's hard for me to get an education if I'm already feel like I got to do better than the next person. I felt that even when I was in college. I felt like I had to do 10 times better than my counterpart because I feel like they already had an open door when my door was already shut. That's not the life that I want to portray for my kids when they see someone of a different orientation. That's not the life I want to portray to my kids when they see someone that may have trouble in their early life. I want them to be more acceptance. You know what I'm saying? I want them to be more open to how that person got there instead of ridiculing them on what they did in their past or the choices that they made throughout their present and their future. That's their job. That's their choices. That's their prerogative. And they can do what they want to do, just like Bobby Brown said. Facts. All right, the disadvantages of being a felon. Like I was talking about earlier, it's a lot of disadvantages of being a felon. And I cannot relate to them guys because like I said, at the end of the day, I don't have a felony on my record. I just know that it's hard as hell to come up as a convicted felon. Certain things that they can't do. It's difficulty finding employment. Just like I was using the analogy with an employer when they see it on your resume or your application that you served time. Your door's already closed, man.
Your door's already closed because, like I said, they're more worried about the brand. They're more worried about the face than if you're trying to be a positive influence or a necessity to a company. That brand is more important than what you put on your table. That brand is more important than how you get money in your pocket. That brand is more important for you to be accepted in society. Both misdemeanors and felony convictions make it extremely difficult to get a job. That's facts. A lot of people can relate to that shit. A lot of people that got in trouble can relate to this one statement because it is hard, people. You can't even, and then on top of that, trouble with housing. A lot of people are not going to condone somebody with a felony to come live in their residence. Oh, no. That's not going to happen. They're going to think, well, damn, this dude got a felony, man. He's going to come and try and break in my shit. And wrong, denied. This is the things that they go through. Just like I was talking earlier. For us, now, what if somebody get out of jail and they wanted to go to school to get a trade, to educate themselves, further their education, because maybe they didn't get a chance to finish school before they got incarcerated. It is hard as hell for them to even get financial student aid. That is ridiculous. If someone wants to go to school, no matter what the fuck they did within their times, they should be able to get that. Period. If you want to be able to educate yourself, if you want to be able to further your education, if you want to be able to give back to what you couldn't do when you was incarcerated, damn it, the government should let you do it. I feel like that's totally unfair. If laws don't change, this is going to create a lot of tension within our community. And then you wonder why, like I said, desperate times call for desperate measures. You wonder why people go back to some of their things that they did before because they feel like their life is lost. People within the LGBT community, are you feeling that right now? You may not. Because like I said, you guys hold the key. Like I said, it's easy for you to pass judgment. It's easy for you to cast out people that are dealing with certain situations that are troubling situations because you're not on that level yet. Like I said, switch the places. Live that life at least for one day before you pass judgment. Because if you pass judgment on someone without living and being in their shoes, you're wrong for even speaking on it. And if you can adapt to that, then that's even better because guess what? At the end of the day, you can understand how they live. Difficulties getting a professional license. Wow. Hell, it's hard enough for them not even being accepted to go to school. Shit, if they had a trait, they can't even get no license. Like this is the part that really kills me though. Because you see someone trying their damnness to be positive. Fuck the negative shit that they did. The fact that they trying to be positive and you want to slam the door in their face. Look at yourself on that. Put yourself in that situation. If anybody's watching this right now, put yourself in that situation to where if you did something or if you was a certain way as far as your orientation or how you want to be, either a man or a woman, if someone just slammed the door in your face and never gave you an opportunity to get, if you dreamed of something, if you never had the opportunity to, embark on a dream that you had your whole life, how would you feel? How would you feel if you feel like your dreams is completely shattered? Like it's a waste for me to even try to do this. You would feel like you're lost. You would feel like there's no reason for me to even try anymore. I'm surprised a lot of these people that are going through these things, and I'm talking about felonies, felons and people within the community. I'm surprised the suicide rate hasn't been higher than what it is. Especially right now during this pandemic. It's crazy because the pandemic already set a lot of people back. But think about it right now, y'all. It's even harder for someone to even come up with these two so-called restrictions on their record. Yeah, LGBTQ, yeah. Sometimes people look at it as a restriction too. Because like I told you, the brand is everything. If someone doesn't want you to represent them, they have ways of going around it. Just so you wouldn't think that they're being discriminatory towards you. Discrimination is real. It ain't just because of your color. You could be discriminated just because of what you did in your past. You could be discriminated just because of your sexual orientation. You could be discriminated as someone that was born a man and wants to be portrayed as a woman. You could be discriminated. And that's the sad part because This is something that we obviously don't want to talk about, but it's something that we have to put out for everybody to know. This shit happens every day. Let me take some of these comments right quick. I got Gary Smooth. Both are discriminating against because of their choices. That's facts. Gary Smooth talking about you took off the truck and headset. They said your tractor trailer is double parked at the Sizzler. Yes, man, it's parked at the Sizzler, man. Yeah, you funny tonight, but I'm being serious though, Gary. Preach on, brother Malcolm. Facts, bro. Facts. Yeah, but I'm being serious though, man. Like we come from a long way, man. And I'm talking about, and I'm even talking about myself. I feel like I came a long way because when I had to educate myself on certain things that I see, you know, I was biased. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was biased on a lot of things that I see. Like when I see someone, when I started getting older and I saw someone with the record, I may look at them funny. Not even knowing their past, not even knowing what they went through, but I only looked at them because of what they had on their record. I looked at it funny. I looked at them like, man, can I trust this person? And even with the LGBTQ community, I looked at them funny too, though, because when I look at someone that's totally different from what I never expected, that is, to me, is not to be accepted. So I can't sit there and say I wasn't part of the everyday evolution of the narrow-minded people. I can't say I wasn't part of that because I was. I was a part of it because I didn't know any better and I didn't even take into consideration on what people may be going through. Now, if you're thinking that, you know, within both felons and people within the LGBT community, if you're thinking that this is something that was inherited or this is something that it was coming up with, like, no. You wasn't born gay. You wasn't born to think that you was actually something that you're not. You didn't come out the womb thinking that you're going to rob a bank or commit a murder. You didn't do that. That was decisions that you made throughout life. You was exposed to certain things, and that transpired you to fall in that realm of the temptation that gave you the opportunity to fall in that realm of being part of the in crowd, or you can sit there and say, well, I just want to see what it is on one certain side. I want to live on the edge a little bit. So you lived on the edge. How do you like it now? And I'm speaking for both of y'all. How do y'all like it now, though? Even people today, they feel like certain things are more fair for people of lesser opportunity. Like, they don't really care about that. They only care about that because, like I said, at the end of the day, when it doesn't affect you, it's major. When it doesn't affect, it's major when it affects you, but when it doesn't, you turn the other cheek. Like I said, we look on the news every day and wonder why certain things happen to certain people. Now, it's not the people within themselves, it's the people around us that create the drama. We know who we are. You know what I'm saying? We know who we are. We know what we can be within society. We know that. We know everything that we display for is from within our heart, within our minds. We're capable of doing anything that we're capable of doing. So, like I said, to the people that feel like, you know, as people that are, it feel like it's hard to come up when you go to jail, or when the people feel like, you know, there's no opportunity for me, don't think like that. You got an opportunity. You just got to keep your head up. You just got to keep your head up. And for people within the LGBTQ community, you guys got to be able to relate more. Like I said, take the time to understand what people may be going through that you never experienced. That's a learning curve. That's a learning curve. But you know what, man? It's funny that with all this stuff that's going on right now, you know, I got to be honest with myself right now. Like, it's a lot of things that I've been dealing with, you know, on a personal level. I think I shared some of it on my last podcast, but there's a lot of things within my personal level, and I want to get off topic a little bit because I don't want people to feel like, you know, this is a thing that Mike is trying to, you know, draw one against the other, because I'm not. At the end of the day, the whole conversation is to enlighten everyone that's watching this show right now. Give someone the opportunity to succeed in life. Your voice is powerful when you use it in the right way. Okay? Everyone knows that. Words is powerful. Words go deep. But for some people just don't want to see what it is on the other side, but yet they want to throw that stone at them because they can't relate to them. Why would you do that? Like I told you guys earlier, until you live a life of someone that may be a convicted felon, you can't say shit about them. And until someone looks at a person within the LGBTQ community as if, you know, you guys don't have the right to get anything just because I don't have it, that's wrong thinking. Like I said, for people that are felons, like you committed these felonies on your own accord. For someone that wants to be a part of the LGBTQ community, this is the choice that they made. It's similarities, people. It's similarities. But at the end of the day, my whole point was to give someone an opportunity is to bless someone day in, day out. If you want to feel blessed, do the right thing by doing what's right within your heart, not off your mouth. Your mouth can be toxic. Your mouth could be motivational. Your mouth can change people. But it's all about how you use the words that come out your mouth. And the words that come out my mouth tonight is not to disrespect anyone, but it's for people to enlighten everyone else on what they really don't know. And the problem is, everybody in this world deserves a second chance. Everybody deserves a second chance, no matter what color you are, what sexual orientation you are, whatever you did in your past. When a second chance comes available, give them that chance to prove themselves. You shouldn't look at anyone different because of the fact that a choice that they made is the choice that they made. You didn't make the choice for them, because if you made a choice for somebody and it was a negative choice, then you have to all the blame has to fall on you if it falls through. So why not let people make decisions for themselves? But if you're in a position to bring someone up, give them the opportunity to come up, not bring them down. That's the sad part we see every day in society, people. I never want to see anyone fall on their face, especially when they're trying to do right by themselves. Every opportunity given by someone, if you take the opportunity away, that's a dream shattered. You have to think about that when you look at these two genres of people that live in society now. They're very important people. They're human beings, just like me and you are. Everybody that's watching this show. Let's be able to relate to that, though. Let's be able to relate the fact that, you know, people live here and people make mistakes day in, day out. The choices that they make, they're their own individual choices. But we cannot sit here and think that if you're doing good and you're on this plateau of the level of greatness, you want to look at someone down here on this plateau of greatness. There is no great here, because guess what? They're below you. And if you have that mindset to where if I'm here and they here, let them stay there. No, bring them up on the level that you're on. That's how you build. That's how you monument things into something that's more impactful than life itself. Understand, man, it's a struggle. It's a struggle. It's not just being black is a struggle. It's a struggle with being part of these two communities. You want to be able to give your hand out and shake your fellow man's hand and give him that opportunity, give him that closure that, you know what, I'm here to help you, brother or sister, wherever what color you are, it doesn't matter. Lend a helping hand to someone who needs help. Lend a helping hand to someone who feels like the door is closing on them completely. Lend a helping hand to someone that may wants to change something with their own choice, but they don't have the vision or the direction to go. It's all simple, easy. It's real easy for people to do that. We got to start doing that as one. So with that being said, I want to go ahead and do something different. I want to do something different tonight, man. I know that was a touchy subject, and it was very passionate. And I know for the fact that whatever I said, I hope it really reached you in the right way, because that to me, it really touched my heart, man. It really touched my heart. But I want to lighten the mood up. I know a couple of weeks ago, you know what? I had a couple of weeks ago where I started a segment on my show called What the Fuck? Yes, that segment, What the Fuck, it went heavy. But tonight, I'm going to be talking about a couple of people on my show tonight. Yes, I'm going to talk about a couple of people. Man, like I was telling you guys earlier, you know, I went through a situation over the weekend, man, that was very tough for me this weekend. Man, I had major car problems and I was stranded. Man, I was stranded 2 hours away from where I was living, and it hurt. I had my kids with me. I'm like, oh man, I gotta get my kids up out of here. Man, do you know that I had a particular individual that actually didn't even come to my aid. Yes, I'm not even gonna say no names, but you know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna put it up here anyway. Yes, I had this particular individual come up here, and when I was literally stranded, bruh, she came and got the kids, which I'm glad that she did, because I was in an area where I was pretty damn scared, but came and got the kids, and I was on the phone trying to figure out parts to get for my car so I can get them and get my car fixed. Man, as soon as I turned around, bam, gone on 95 North. Left me stranded. Man, do you know what I said? What the fuck? Damn, are we going to do that to each other? This is coming from my baby mom, man. This is coming from my baby mother. And I was like, yo, you going to really leave me out here like Conan the Barbarian when he was on the tree getting ate by vultures, yo? Like, I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, what the fuck? That's what I said to her. So I was like, you know what? Hey, it's all good. It's all good, man. Because at the end of the day, man, God sees everything. Yes, he did. God saw that. And you know what God said to her? Yes, that's exactly what God said. I saw what you did there. You're going to hell. Plain and simple. Yes, she went to hell. She's going to hell for that one. Yes, and you see God winked at her. Yeah, I got you. Oh, yeah, I got you. Damn me dirt. How you going to do your baby father like that? Just leave him out there for stranded. Left me out there for damn near dead. And I'm like, man, can I even get a ride to the U-Haul? Nah, bruh. She said, why the fuck would I help you? And I said, you know what? What the fuck am I doing dealing with this crazy ass person? Yeah, she got me. But hey, like I said, God sees everything. God sees everything. But guess what? It's cool though. It's cool though. Yeah, I see you out there, Gary. It's cool. Yeah, she got me, Gary. Yeah, she got me. Oh yeah, she got me. But at the end of the day, I can't knock it. I can't hate it. But at the same time, she got me. And I was like, you know what? Hey, sometimes you got to take an L. Oh, I took an L that day. Facts. Yeah, I definitely took an L that day, people. Oh, yeah. When you try to convince Jesus why your ex should go to hell, man, I was on my hands and knees begging. Like, yo, she need to go there for doing that shit to me. Facts. Oh, yeah. She's going to get hers. Oh, yeah. But at the same time, I can't mess with that. I got to go. I got to get over it. She's an ex for a reason. That's all well and good. So, hey, God bless you, Tony Brown. Handle your business. Now, this other person that I want to talk about, man, my man Gary Smoot. Boy. Woo! Wee. Gary had a bomb-ass podcast last night when he was talking about narcissists. Man, this joker, he brought me on the show, y'all. I'm going to give y'all a little rundown. The man brought me on the show. Do you know this man came up there and called me a narcissist, people? Man, I was like, man, yo, you use me for the okie doke. I was like, man, you sitting there doing that to me, man. You trying to get people to laugh at that shit, Gary? Man, I told Gary, man, you know what, Gary? You got me on that one. And I had to tell him off the rip, what the fuck were you thinking? Gary, you know damn well you didn't want to bring that smoke because you know I was going to bring it back to you. I didn't forget, motherfucker. I did not forget. But I also told you, I was like, you know what? I'm going to fry his little ass. Yeah. And then, you know what I did with Gary, man? When Gary was asleep, man, I got a photo of Gary, man. We was out there in the military. You know, I took a picture of Gary. And I said, Gary, man, what the fuck is this shit behind your fucking head? Man, that shit like he got plankton on the back of his fucking head, yo. I said, oh my God, nigga, look at this shit right here. Gary, your ass is straight out of hair on the back of that bald spot, nigga. What the fuck? What the fuck were you doing with that shit? And not to mention, yo, he got some good ass gray in the hair too. Yeah, the nigga got some good ass gray in the hair. I said, Gary, man, you can't be doing this shit, man. What the fuck, yo? You can't cut that shit down, Gary? You can't blend that shit in. What the fuck is wrong with you, Gary? And then I was like, man, you know what, Gary? Hey, when I saw him come out the barbershop, man, I said, Gary, that haircut is spot on, bro. That haircut is spot on, bro. No bullshit. He did the damn thing on that one. And not to mention my man Gary Smoot. Gary Smoot is a good friend of mine, yo. I love him to death, man. He is the man. He is the man. He's the man. Look, he ain't talking trash. Now, look, got him out there talking about, hey, you got jokes. You damn right I got jokes. Oh, yeah. He said blending in. You damn, boy, you couldn't blend. What the fuck are you going to blend? Man, listen, bro. How the hell you going to blend that shit in? What the fuck you going to do with that, man? It looked like Barbara was trying to edge you up and the guard fell off. And you got fucking mad as hell. Gary, come on, Gary Smoot. What the fuck, man? What the fuck were you thinking, bro? You can't even get a toupee to put on that shit, nigga. The fuck you thinking, Gary? But yeah, you thinking that shit is cute. Hey, you got Lydia. She like that shit. I can see her right now rubbing in the back of your head. Oh, baby, you got that nice gray in the hair. What the fuck is this? Is that a Rolo in the back of your head? Like, nigga, damn. Come on, man. You know what you need to do with that shit. Go ahead and go bald, man. This is the new look right now, bro. That shit right there, Gary. What the fuck, nigga? Let it go, man. And then I saw this motherfucker, yo. No lie, man. I'm a big kung fu guy. Everybody know, man. I love kung fu flicks and shit like that, man. My man Gary Smoot, though, you know, Gary came through this thing, man. You know, he wanted to come out this motherfucker looking like, Bruce Leroy from fucking, Bruce Leroy from The Last Dragon and shit, man. I said, Gary, man, you out here doing the damn thing, huh? I was looking at some of his pictures and shit, and I came through this shit, and I was like, what the fuck? Gary, you is the only grown-ass man in that damn class. What the fuck are you doing karate classes with damn 8-9-year-olds, man? Then you want to think, you out here thinking that you damn Master Udon from fucking SpongeBob and shit, thinking you the grand mascot this motherfucker, man. What the fuck were you thinking, man? You think you Johnny Bravo or some shit? Gary Smoot? Hi-ya. Yeah, that's you right there, Gary Smoot. What the fuck were you thinking, man? And then on top of that, yo, I cannot. Yo, I'm looking at this shit right here. Man, yo, if y'all know Gary Smoot, anybody that know Gary Smoot, he was in the military. This man went to Korea. All right? This man went to fucking Korea. And I already showed y'all the damn Slim Jim suit that he had on the podcast that he showed last night. He showed that shit on the video. But this shit right here, though, man, I'm like, nigga, what the fuck is this motherfucking Last Dragon shit you got on? Everybody else in that picture's wearing regular fucking clothes. This motherfucker looked like somebody from the 5 Deadly Venoms, man. Gary Smoot, what the fuck were you wearing, yo? Do you even got a zipper in that motherfucker, man? How you gonna pull your pants out if you fire a fucking pee? You gonna pull your whole pants down with your ass out? Come on, Gary Smoot. You know damn well you ain't from no fucking China. What the fuck are you doing wearing that? You got cheeky ass eyes and shit. But yeah, you thinking your ass the Black Bruce Lee and shit out this motherfucker. Man, you should know better than that shit, though, Gary Smoot. You should know better than that, man. You ought to be kicked in your ass for wearing that damn fake shit. And I guarantee that shit ain't real shit, nigga. That shit ain't even silk. That shit look like some fucking polyester satin shit. Gary Smoot, you should be ashamed of your fucking self, man. What the fuck were you thinking? And with that being said, people, I like to give y'all a montage of my man Gary Smoot, y'all. Let me give y'all a montage of this shit. Look at this motherfucker right here, yo. Hi, yeah, yes, there you go right there. But at the end of the day, come on, bruh. Gary Smoot, you should know better than that, man. You should know better than that, Gary Smoot. Hey, at the end of the day, konnichiwa to Gary Smoot. And konnichiwa to all the people in Korea that made that bullshit that he's fucking wearing. You know I was going to fry your ass. I told you I was going to get you. And I did, nigga. Yes, I did. Oh, yeah. Let me show y'all his comments right now. You're going to get smoked for this one. Oh, bring it. I got more. But I'm going to save it for next week. But Gary Smoot, I'm glad you did not come on the show to witness this massacre that I gave your ass. Oh, yeah, I cooked you. Oh, yeah. You gonna cook me? I cooked you too, bro. But hey, it's all out of love, brother. It's all out of love, though. But listen, yo, I gotta get up out of here, man. My hour is up. I thank everybody for watching the show tonight. And like I said, man, with the whole topic for today, man, let's spread the wealth, let's share the love. But most importantly, let's be fair. Let's be fair to one another. Gary Spoon's still talking trash. Yeah, you gotta get proud of this one. Hey, you got to though, Gary, because like I said, boy, you got me last night. But boy, I told you I was in the lab and I was gonna get your ass, and I did. But for everybody watching the show tonight, man, I appreciate y'all watching the show. Like I said, stay important, man. Everything that we talk about is straight facts. We only spitting truth, and it's not to, hurt anybody. It's just to enlighten everybody. So y'all stay up, man, on Heavy Hitters. Y'all be safe. I'll see you next week on a new topic. Peace.
KO. Winner is